you're ready, good sir. All right, good evening, everybody. I would like to welcome you to the March 12th Town Board meeting. If you would all please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Would the clerk please call roll?
Supervisor Dwyer?
Here.
Councilman Cole?
Here.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Here.
Councilman Manley?
Here.
Councilman Schuback?
Here.
Thank you. All right, before we go into our presentation, we're still waiting on some special guests. You will notice that some on the town board are wearing green today. Today, the staff of the Town of Warwick proudly wore green in recognition of National Kidney Day. Kidney disease affects millions of Americans, often without symptoms, in its early stages. By wearing green, our team is helping raise awareness about the importance of kidney health, early detection, and supporting those living with kidney disease. We are grateful to our dedicated Town Hall staff for always stepping up, not only to serve our residents each day, but also to stand together in support of important issues and causes that impact so many families in our community. Take a moment today to learn about kidney health, schedule regular checkups, and support those fighting this battle. Okay, at this time, I would like to accept the regular meeting minutes for the February 26, 2026 board meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I would like to pay all audited bills. I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Board discussion on correspondence, which is listed as addendum number 1. There being none, we'll move right into reports of our boards and department heads, beginning with Police Chief John Rader.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I want to start off by highlighting 3 significant investigations currently being handled by our patrol and detective units. These cases represent only a portion of the work currently underway, but demonstrate the dedication of our officers and the strong partnerships we maintain with other law enforcement agencies. The first one, on Monday, March 9th, the department received a report of an armed robbery that occurred on Maple Avenue in the village of Warwick. Officers and detectives quickly identified several suspects believed to be involved and determined that they were located in the Port Jervis area. Later that evening, with the assistance of the Port Jervis Police Department, a search warrant was executed at a residence on Barcelow Street. During the operation, evidence related to the incident was recovered, and 3 individuals were transported to Port Jervis Police Station for questioning. As a result, 2 individuals were arrested and transported back to the Warwick Police Department for processing. They were charged with 2 counts of armed robbery, 3 counts of grand larceny, and 1 count of criminal facilitation. This is still an active investigation, and additional arrests are anticipated. Secondly, on February 27th, Officer Matt Leah conducted a traffic stop on South Main Street in the Village of Florida for several vehicle and traffic violations. During the course of the stop, Officer Leah discovered evidence of several criminal offenses. The driver and 2 passengers were subsequently arrested and charged with possession of fentanyl, criminal possession of stolen property, which included 15 stolen checks, several credit cards, criminal possession of forged instruments, identity theft, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and multiple vehicle and traffic violations. That investigation as well is currently ongoing and is being conducted in cooperation with local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. Thirdly, in January 2025, we received a complaint regarding a possible fraud involving B.A. Fullerton Insurance Agency. Detectives initiated an investigation which to date has identified more than 20 victims, with the number continuing to grow. On January 8th of this year, a search warrant was executed at the business to obtain documents, electronic devices, and other evidence relevant to the investigation. The Town of Warwick is working closely with the Orange County District Attorney's Office. As this investigation continues, charges are pending. Anyone who conducted business with this agency and believes they may have been a victim is encouraged to contact our detective unit at 845-986-5000. These 3 cases that I just highlighted show the professionalism and the diligence of both our patrol and detective units, as well as the cooperation we receive from our local, state, and federal law enforcement partners. On another note, the police department was invited to attend the annual dinners of all 4 fire departments serving in the Town of Warwick this month. During these events, we'll be recognizing and congratulating several outgoing chiefs for their service and leadership. This includes Chief Alex Nicholas from the Greenwood Lake Fire Department, Chief Ronald Heater of the Florida Fire Department, and Chief Andrew Lehman of the Warwick Fire Department. We value the strong working relationship we share with all emergency service organizations in the town, and we thank these chiefs for their dedication and service to their respective districts. Finally, our planning is underway for the 2026 Junior Police Academy. The program will be offered in 2 sessions. Session number 1 will be from July 13th through July 24th. Session number 2 will be from August 3rd to August 14th, and we'll have additional information and registration details on our social media. That's all I have, unless there's any questions from the board.
Sounds like our detective unit has been quite busy the last couple of months.
Yes.
Great job. I don't know how Ben's going to top that report, but
He
well
w-
done to
he-
everybody
he won't.
involved. He'll try. I'm sure he's going to try. Great job, Chief. Any
Thank you.
questions for the Chief? Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we'll go right into DPW, Commissioner Astorino.
The last part, the chief wasn't here, I didn't have to raise the microphone. But that's the first thing we'll start with. He baits me into it, I'm sorry. Sure. Okay, so we had a nice reprieve from the weather for the DPW. It gave our men and women a little time to breathe from this winter. It gave us some time to do some much-needed repairs on the equipment and get them back up in shape. Our salt, I didn't mention last meeting that it was trouble getting salt in. Our salt barn is absolutely full now, so is the Greenwood Lake one, which is a very good feeling. We did have a couple of ice events, minor events. This year we had, on March 1st and 2nd, we had some salting and sanding of the roads in the town. We did some drainage work in the warm weather on Round Hill Road. We had some clogged drainage. We were able to get the excavator out there and get that open. Some brushing of roadsides on Sanfordville, Silo Lane, Meadow Ridge. We are filling potholes with cold mix. Last time I checked, we're looking at least 3 to 4 weeks out for this area to get hot mix asphalt at best, so please bear with us. The roads they took a beating this winter. A few mailboxes were replaced and replenished we are replenishing our grit pile at the DPW here and restocking Greenwood Lake. We didn't arrest anybody, but we are keeping our roads safe for all the residents of the town of Warwick. So any questions? And also so our police can get by and make these arrests. So we're just doing our part, Chief.
They couldn't do it without you, Ben.
Thank you for that. Any questions?
Any questions?
Without a
Thank you.
doubt.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go into one more report. Recreation Director Walter. And then we'll have our special presentation.
Thank you, Supervisor. So just an update at the park pools. The mechanical room is 95% complete. It looks great. And now they should be able to start outdoor work again since the snow is all melted. So starting on Monday, they'll finish up the coping around the existing pools, and hopefully next week or the week after, they'll be able to shoot the wading pool, the concrete for that. So that'll be really great to see those 2 projects finished up. But April 1st is when you can get your swim membership passes at Town Hall, and you can also sign up online this year for swim lessons. 9 o'clock, April 1st. We'll have information on the Town of Warwick's website. We'll have it on the Facebook page and at Mountain Lake Park's website as well. Thank you to Brian Torpy and 11 Woods Corporation for being able to get all those swim lessons online for us. And that should really make it streamlined so you don't have to wait on a really long line anymore, which would be great. Also, wanted to remind folks that the Warwick Valley Rotary Beefsteak Dinner and Tricky Tray event is this Sunday at the park. They still have 4 tickets available. It's a great event, so if you want to go to that, go on to the Rotary's website and pick up those last 4 tickets. And then lastly, I wanted to do a huge thank you to all the nonprofits and the scouts, the organizations that use the park, that always pitch in with letters for grants for the park or the town. They had a really fast turnover this last grant that we were applying for, and just wanted to thank them for doing that for us in support of the town. And that's it for my report.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Sam, and thank you for your help coordinating all those letters for the grant that we submitted. How many letters did we end up?
15.
15 letters from organizations in a matter of just a few hours.
Yep.
So great job. That was really good teamwork. Yep, that's good. Okay, so at this time, I will have a special presentation. I'm going to point the mics over here so I can go down there.
Okay.
And I would like to call up Camilla and Brian and your family. Quite all right. You guys look good.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, nice to see you. All right, you guys can come right over here, and there's a camera, okay, and you have 100,000 people watching us right now. Be on your best behavior. Okay, this is a very special announcement and proclamation that's going to be made right now. Whereas becoming an American citizen is no easy task, requiring determination, purpose, and commitment. And whereas Camila's personal history is a testament to the enduring promise of the American dream, rooted in the hard work and determination beginning with her parents, Carmen and Julian, who immigrated from Uyuni, Bolivia, to Buenos Aires, Argentina, and whereas through their sacrifice, her mother cleaning homes and her father rising to manager at an electric company, Camila received the education that paved the way for her success. And whereas Camila and her husband, Brian, began the rigorous process of legal immigration to the United States in 2018, demonstrating a steadfast commitment to the country's laws, and whereas upon arrival, they purposefully chose the town of Warwick for their home in 2019, which Brian proudly refers to as the quintessential American town, immediately enriching our community. And whereas Camila has since become an incredible asset, working as a dedicated healthcare professional and LPN, having passed her nursing exam on her very first attempt. And whereas despite the lengthy and challenging process, Camila remained resolute in her commitment to immigrating the right way, officially taking her oath of citizenship this past February. Now therefore be it proclaimed that we honor Camila Lamani Escobar for her hard work, her commitment to the laws of our nation, and extend our warmest welcome to her as our newest American citizen in the town of Warwick. Guys, you want to get in a photo? Can everybody sign? Okay, let's go right in front like this. There we go. And then we'll look at this camera right here.
See her in the picture.
Awesome. Congratulations. Well done.
Let's see the baby, Brian. Yes, I know, I issued him his birth certificate. So cute. Oh, whoa. Are you being a good big brother?
Thank you.
All right. Something that I told my 11-year-old son not long ago, why America is the greatest country in the world. And you can move to Spain, you can move to Italy, you could move to Brazil, you could live there for a long time, and you could even become a citizen there, possibly. You'll never be Spanish, you'll never be Italian, and you'll never be Brazilian. But if you come to America in pursuit of the American dream, and you follow the process necessary to become an American citizen, you will become an American. And we're very proud of you for what you've done. Great job. All right. Try to top that one, Councilman D'Angelo.
Okay.
Your report, please.
Okay. Tonight for the Humane Society, in cooperation with the proprietor Brenda Wiley at Tails Up Cat Cafe and Creative Lounge are holding a craft fair benefiting both the TNR program and a critical care fund featuring local artisans and bakers. The event will be held March 21st from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 729 Jersey Avenue in Greenwood Lake. Parking available behind the building. Any questions, contact Brenda. It's Brenda Wiley at randrealty.com, or you can reach her on Facebook. Cats will not be present, but you will get a first-hand view of what's to come from this new exciting venue. And I have a reminder tonight. I was asked to give you this reminder. The save the date, April 12th, Sunday, 1 p.m., Taz and Annie's wedding. Love is in the fur. Two small, older homeless dogs who have lived together their entire lives are making it official and getting married. On April 12th, 2026 at 1 p.m. at the Last Whiskey Bar. Their furry friends, Sully and Macy, will be their attendees. Guests are requested to wear a bit or more orange in attire in recognition of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Month. You have to pre-register on or before April 5th. It's $45 per person or $80 per couple at wvumaine.org. Taz and Annie's wedding will include food, cash bar, and fun. And just as an aside here, February, she gave me February again, but we'll go to the wish list. Dog treats, cat toys, catnip, pens, Staples or Amazon gift cards, paper towels, bleach, 13 and 13-gallon garbage bags, Merrick or Natural Balance canned dog food, and Pate-style canned cat food. That's all I have for the Humane Society. As far as the Town of Warwick senior program, we have the number of neighbors visited this month was 36. The total number of volunteers assisting was 28, for a total number of services for the month of 263. I think they do a really good job. That's all I have.
Yeah, outstanding.
Great. Thank you. Councilman Cole, your report, please.
Thank you. I continue to work on the committee for the battery storage ordinance with the town professionals, and I think we're making good progress on it. We're going to have something maybe by mid-spring, early spring, to have for the board to review, and after the board reviews it, we'll have it put out to public referendum. The other thing I have is something a little bit nicer, more lighthearted. Come out on March 21st out to the visitor center at the Sterling Forest Park. They're going to have Warwick Day. They're going to have live demonstrations. They're going to have a portable. Somebody's going to come with a portable forge, show you how iron is worked. The link that was on display here in the lobby is going to be there. It's there for the whole month. There's going to be live demonstrations, live reenactments, information, and activities for young and old alike. Warwick played a very pivotal role in the Revolution. The iron, the forge, and the chain links that crossed the Hudson River during the Revolutionary War was entirely fabricated in our town. And that's something that we should be very proud of. And I think that's very, very nice that it's being recognized as such. And it's going to be from 10 to 4 at the Visitor Center in Sterling Forest. It's the Frank Lautenberg Visitor Center, and if you want to find out why a visitor center in New York State was named after a New Jersey senator, you're going to have to come out and find out. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Mattingly, your report, please.
Thank you, Supervisor. The Warwick Chamber of Commerce will hold an espresso mixer at Solon Summit, 9 Main Street in Warwick on Friday, March 20th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mingle, network, make new friends, and enjoy tasty treats and coffee while welcoming the return of spring in their inviting space. The Florida Chamber of Commerce will hold its annual Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 21st at Seward Mapes Park That's right off of North Main Street. Easter Bunny arrives at 11 a.m. The egg hunt starts promptly at 11:30. The Florida Chamber will also have its March Mixer at Chrome Salon, 42 North Main Street in Florida, on Tuesday, March 24th at 6 p.m. The cost is $15, and if you want to RSVP, please do so to Donna Benson. Her number is 845-258-9310. For a full list of events at Pine Island Chamber, check pineislandny.com/events. In Greenwood Lake on Wednesday, for the Greenwood Lake Chamber on Wednesday, March 18th at American Legion Post 1443, located at Mountain Lakes Lane in Greenwood Lake. Advance your business with creative design and branding. A presentation provided by Noel Weaver. Snacks provided, cash bar. The event is free to members, non-members $20. And that is all I have tonight.
Great, thank you. Councilman Schuback, your report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The only thing I would like to say is, the police chief mentioned all the volunteer fire departments. I just want to remind people, they are volunteer. They're always in need of extra members, so if anyone's ever interested in joining, contact one of your one of the fire members, and they will train you. I mean, even if you don't want to actually fight the fire, they always need fire police helping direct traffic, or the Warwick ambulance always needs drivers or EMTs. So without them, this community does not work.
Agreed. And don't forget your ambulance corps as well. But yes, thank you. All right, Town Clerk Astorino, your report.
Fees collected for the month of February were $13,454.22, and we paid out $1,473.68. I think it was slow because of all the snow. People stayed home. But we had a bid proposal for the shed for Mountain Lake Park from J&G Farms LLC for $4,476. Bayshore Structures for $6,380. And the third was Gray's Woodworks for $7,568. I also just wanted to remind everybody that my office will be closed next Tuesday and Thursday. We will be doing our annual purge of records. We are in the building. God forbid there's an emergency and somebody needs something from us, desperately, like a birth certificate or something. Somebody from up here will come down and get us, but that's all I have.
Great, thank you. You didn't want to report on the records management grant?
Oh, okay, forgot about it, sorry. I forgot. Recently, this past week, we met, myself and Supervisor Dwyer, we had a conversation with our grant writers regarding a records retention grant, which would throw us into the future because we would be able to hopefully get our records available to the public and skip over FOIL requests because you'll be able to access it right off of our website. So that's hopefully in the works. Cross our fingers. They say we have a pretty good chance, so that would be a great thing.
Agreed. Yeah, so as part of the town board's goal of creating greater transparency, we want to make accessible to the public all of the contracts, all of the agreements, and pretty much everything that we have as far as paper records, make it all available to the public so that hopefully it would reduce FOIL requests and just create greater efficiency for our staff and greater transparency for the community. So we should hear about that, the results of that grant, hopefully within a month or two. Okay, my report, I received notification, as some of you may have seen, there are utility contractors working at the intersection of Route 94 and County Route 1A. They are relocating the telephone lines and the power lines over that intersection where the state DOT is going to construct a roundabout. That project is still on track to be among the first projects that the DOT tackles this year. But in addition to that, because as everyone here knows, there's a lot of work the DOT plans on doing. But that roundabout project will begin very, very soon, and they expect to be done by June. Now, that could obviously be extended out if anything unforeseen happens. Another big component of the spring portion of the project is that in front of Homestead Village, the DOT is going to be replacing the box culvert in that area. That will be a single lane while they're working on that box culvert, so anticipate some traffic as you're in the Homestead Village area beginning within the next couple of weeks. Along Route 94 near Barrett Road, there's going to be some work that's going to take place there very soon, and there will be flaggers in that area, so please drive very slowly. In the village of Warwick, they will continue sidewalk replacements through the month of May. In the village of Florida, they will be working on retaining walls as well as sidewalks, mostly in the area of Bridge Street and Route 94 as it enters the village of Florida. So I know that people may have become a little impatient with the traffic, but hopefully you're getting used to it, because it will get worse before it gets better. And progress of this magnitude is going to take some time, and we really appreciate the public's cooperation and patience as we all have to navigate this. Our police officers, our town staff, the building department, our first responders, we're all stuck in the same traffic that you are. So it is for the sake of really good progress. We did submit, as the Recreation Director mentioned, a grant recently. The grant was submitted to Congressman Pat Ryan for a full replacement of the Mountain Lake Park wastewater system. We, as a town board, have identified this as being a priority project. It is required as per the Department of Health and the DEC, so we are hoping that the Congressman will support providing grant funding toward this project. In addition, as a backup project, we applied for a DPW salt barn to help us comply with our MS4 requirements. We have mentioned previously at the last meeting that we were looking to get the final income surveys from the Pine Island Water District, and I'm happy to report today that we did receive the requisite number of income surveys, which formally qualifies us to submit for hardship funding for that particular water district. So now that we have the income surveys complete, we will move forward with applying for grants and low to no interest loans to repair and replace many required components of that water system. As the clerk mentioned, we applied for the records management grant, and as of yesterday, I did receive some news on an Article 78 that was filed against the Town Planning Board, and I would like to read some of the components of the decision that came out. An application was submitted to the Town Planning Board more than 2 years ago to convert NYU's formal Environmental Sciences College, located on Old Forge Road, into a residential college. After thorough review by the Warwick Planning Board and in consultation with our planning professionals, the project received approvals to proceed. A group of concerned citizens, mostly living adjacent or near the site, filed an Article 78 challenging the board's decision. Yesterday, we received the decision by the Supreme Court upholding the Town Planning Board's decision and reaffirming the careful review conducted by the Planning Board. Some points made directly by Supreme Court Judge McElduff were as follows, and I quote, "The respondents, which are the Planning Board, could have classified the project as a Type 2 action under seeker due to generally non-impactful and interior nature of the project. However, the Planning Board classified the project as a Type 1 action. As a result, the Planning Board, as lead agency, requested, received, and reviewed a litany of further submissions from various sources, including multiple engineers who opined on, among other things, water and sewer systems, soil and water sampling, traffic, road use, and so on. Over the course of several months, those necessary adjustments were made to the project. In essence, the Planning Board put this project under more scrutiny than perhaps the applicant was legally required to undergo. But the applicant complied, and the Planning Board reviewed." An additional quote directly from the Supreme Court ruling. "In any event, the petitioner's environmental concerns are not supported by any factual or expert evidence and are based only on their conjecture as to how the project may impact the park. Further stating, generalized community objections are insufficient to challenge an environmental review that is based on empirical data and analysis, such as this one here." I would like to commend the Town Planning Board and the professionals for their thorough and careful review for this very delicate situation. We certainly understand the impact that any development would have that close to Sterling Forest State Park, and we understand and believe that the Town Planning Board acted in every way possible to protect the interests of the town. So, to the Planning Board Chairman, great job. To the rest of the planning board, great job, and to all of the very good professionals, everyone did a really good job. All right, and that concludes my report. At this time, we'll open it up to privilege of the floor on any agenda items. Move right into new business and resolutions.
Motion to approve the following fees for the 2026 swim lessons and Mountain Lake Park pool fees. As swimming lessons are $125 per person, and the pool passes are as listed below.
Second.
And just a point to note that active duty military get free pool passes to Mountain Lake Park, and first responders, volunteer first responders, I believe all first responders, right? Or is it just volunteer? Sorry, volunteer first responders, sorry, police officers. They get half off, 50% off at our Mountain Lake Park swimming pool.
Veterans, too.
And veterans and volunteer first responders. Local. Any more words to add? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion to accept notice of retirement for Town of Warwick heavy equipment operator Timothy Fiegels, effective April 6, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to rescind Resolution 2025-430, accepting a bid proposal from J&G Farms LLC for a 10-foot by 12-foot cottage-style shed for Mountain Lake Park due to grant requirements.
Second.
Just a comment, this, in order to pay for certain purchases with grant funds, they have to be registered with the state of New York. We later, after we adopted the resolution, learned that they were not approved by the state of New York, so we moved on to the next bidders. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to accept bid proposal from Bay Shore Structures for a 10 by 12 cottage-style shed for Mountain Lake Park in the amount of $6,380.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to accept the resignation of part-time police officer Kevin Crow Bailey, effective March 19th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion granting approval for the Lakeside Farmers Market to operate the market at the Ben Winstanley Park every Saturday, May 30th through October 31st, 2026, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to waive the rental fee for Warwick Valley Community Center at Wickham Woodland Manor for a fundraiser on April 10th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to the following applicants to serve alcohol at Town of Warwick parks and rental facilities. The applicants have filed a certificate of liability and liquor liability in the town clerk's office.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to amend Resolution R 2026-122, refund Planning Department escrow, Hagan G. Schultz, to include the application fee of $1,250 to the escrow of $7,753.75 for a total refund of $9,003.75 in regards to tax parcel Section 10, Block 1, Lot 9.1, for property located at 482 Newport Bridge Road.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to waive the rental fee for Warwick Valley Central School District Odyssey of the Mind Club at Mountain Lake Park Indoor Theater for a fundraiser to benefit the 7 teams going to the state competition on April 25th, 2026.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement for land conservation consulting services with Amy Olney in the amount of $1,500.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right. At this time, we'll open it up to privilege of the floor on any general topic you may wish to speak about. Yes.
Councilman, trustee Schubert mentioned DEC's going to be working on the ball field river to help out on flooding and everything like your
Let's
Soil
turn
and water
that-
works
turn-
on
turn that microphone
Soil
on.
and water,
soil and water.
yeah. They've been working on projects for the last 20 years, all up and down the Walk Hill.
Yeah, I watched them, they cut all the trees, left all the stumps, and they thought that was gonna run the water faster, but then all the stumps turns into bushes, which is bulkier than one stem of a tree. The other problem is, I've been here 38 years, and the village of Florida gets flooded during Irene the one time, because at that point, a lot of farmers weren't farming certain fields, so all the waterways that are out there weren't kept clear, so the water's not getting out to the Wallkill. The biggest problem I think this whole area has, and like I mentioned, me sending emails to DC, it doesn't work. Like M&M, I think it was, they got shut down because of thousands of loads they put out there of dirt. I own parcels of property all through Orange County, and every so often I'm looking for soils for road shoulders and things like that. I only have a couple of parcels left. This was over the years. If I would see a dump truck dumping somewhere out in the black dirt, I'd pull over and jump on their sideboard and ask them, what do you got? And they'd be like my best friend. There's a gentleman out of Ramsey, New Jersey, I don't want to mention names, but he has all black trucks. And anywhere down there, while I used to build in Franklin Lakes and Ridgewood, you can't get rid of dirt. They'll charge you $1,200 to $1,500 for a triaxle to take it out of your. My last home that I built, where there was no room, it was a knockdown, I had a truck 75 loads out. They don't tell you where it's going. Half the time it's coming up to Orange County because nobody's looking. That's like using M&M as an example. They were just bringing in nonstop. What is flooding our villages is we're filling the black dirt, which serves as a retention pond. So if we're getting a lot of rain, the black dirt starts flooding. Well, if there's less and less black dirt every year, it's getting gobbled up by people filling it. There's less retention for the water. I see farms and I see buildings filling and causing other problems. Werner Bag Company on Golden Hill Road, it's in the town of Warwick, right to the right of the Golden Hill School. They fill, like I said, I'm a long distance runner, so I run all over Orange County. And there's Werner, they filled a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And for the last 2 years, your DPW has been out there patching that road because of the way they angled their fill and they sent it right out to your road. This has been patched twice since I've been running that track. And I don't even know if it was touched this year, but do you guys try to manage who's filling where? Because I watch things get filled and they disappear. My line always to these guys that wanted to send me soils was, I'm sending it up to Cornell because I'm putting an orchard here. I don't want anything on fire. 95% of them would disappear because the paperwork they're giving you isn't from the job sites that they're saying it's coming out. Like I said, $1,200 to $1,500 a load. So they'll get on 287 and bring it up here.
What's your specific question you're looking to get answered?
What can you guys do about the filling of our black dirt? Because I always thought you can't fill black, I used to own a piece of black dirt, and you can't fill black dirt unless it's for the ag use. And then I was in front of the planning board for something for almost 2 years in Goshen, and I watched Minkus wanted to extend more of his building out there. You know, Minkus Farms out on Maple Ave. They made him, he wanted to fill to put more building up, and they said that's fine, but he had to go out on another piece of property and they checked the elevations and the square footage that he was gonna fill, and he had to go and create and drop the elevations of other parcels of his property in order to handle what he was filling. I don't see that anywhere out here in the black dirt that they keep filling. I can ramble addresses off to you that I follow trucks. I follow trucks out to all the way into Pine Island, they go
Well,
down these
that
dirt
should
roads
be,
and disappear.
the best time to deal with those situations are as they're occurring. So if you're finding those, you should contact the building department, and they will look at it as a case-by-case basis, because, number one, the black dirt loses black dirt every year. It evaporates, it blows. It is literally
No, I
going
got
down
you.
inches per year. So the other thing is that, I don't know about this Werner Bag Corp filling in. That doesn't sound like that would be appropriate or legal, but agriculture follows a different set of rules.
No, I know that one.
Right, so, the other point that you made about cutting the trees, I do want to defend the strategy of Orange County Soil and Water, because what happens when those trees are not cut, they end up going downstream and they clog the passageway of the river, and ultimately what is a more beneficial thing to happen is the bank stabilization, which they work very, very hard on creating the bank stabilization with the shrubs and all the other things that are being planted there. The main objective they have now is hammering out the rock on the Celery Ave ledge. And what that's going to do is it's going to reduce our water levels, and it'll ultimately increase water levels downstream, but that's not a
That's
Town
a
of Warwick
long
problem.
debate right there.
That's someone
My
else's
friend
problem.
lives right by those boulders.
And I know that some people by the boulders don't want it to happen, and some people do. But at the end of the day, the Town of Warwick's position is that we want to protect the Town of Warwick properties and reduce flooding for the Village of Florida and reduce flooding for the entire Black Dirt region. And that lowering the Celery Ave ledge, which is basically a dam at times, that seems like a pretty promising objective. I actually have a meeting tomorrow with Orange County Soil and Water tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and if there's anything you would like me to ask or relay to them, I'd be more than happy to.
No, I mean, I've known TJ Massa, who owns that home, on those boulders. His kids, we used to throw fishing rods in there for 25 years. I don't think baby smooth boulders are holding up any water. They're not a dam. Really, I've seen them 12 months a year. I've seen them over 12 months, how they're out of the water or they're disappeared under the water.
I'm not going to debate
Going back
the
to
strategies
that-
of Orange County Soil and Water.
Yeah,
at
no,
this
I
time.
got you. Going back to that, with the filling of black dirt, a lot of these empty warehouses that I run by are being rented out. So I looked up a couple of them on the tax rolls, and they're under ag, but they're not being used for ag. Can we get a tax assessor? You know, I know it's expensive to go property by property, but I think you'd make money in the long run.
We have done that. If you have specific parcels that you're interested in supporting us to that end, we'd be happy to get a copy
Because
from you.
that one right there, he rents out to several contractors I know. He rents trailers to electrical contractors. It's not used, and then he stores hardware stuff for his hardware store there. It's not being used for a fully 100% bag company. I don't know if that, I don't know, I didn't look up that tax roll, but I'm sure it's under ag.
I don't know if it is.
Because I owned
Adaptive reuse? But is it still getting an ag exemption? Like the 94 pumpkin swap is definitely not getting an ag exemption.
It depends, but that's specifically in our code to allow for adaptive reuse.
So I don't want to go back and forth. If you have properties in mind that you would like us to look into, I would be happy to have them looked into.
One last question, 94 Pumpkin, does Rob Scribe know that you guys made a clerical error twice and that it wasn't me? Because he had me on the phone the next morning.
Who's you guys and what clerical error are you referring to?
There was nothing filed when I foiled a request. 2 times I foiled that. I did it last year, and then right before the meeting I did it because I wanted to make sure it was up to date. And both times there was nothing on file. It was,
Not before this meeting, before the previous meeting, right?
previous meeting.
Yeah, as I
So
mentioned
now I
to you
look
earlier.
like real.
Right. As I
Chump.
mentioned to you earlier today, it was an unforeseen mistake that was made in the planning department that they did not uncover a site plan from 2004.
Does Rob know this?
That was it. Can I finish my sentence,
sorry.
please? That was located in the archives room, which is in the basement of Town Hall. As I mentioned to you, that was a clear oversight, an accidental oversight, and I think we're going to make that available to you first thing tomorrow morning. Does Rob know what?
That it was a clerical error twice on your guys' part, not mine.
I didn't have any conversation to tell Rob that it was a
Okay,
clerical error.
because my
I'm not even
phone
sure.
rang at 9:05 the next morning, and it was Rob.
I'm not sure that it was a
It would
clerical
be
error. I
nice
think it
if
was
you
just-
guys cleared that up for me,
Got it.
because word on the street is
you know?
I mean, I've made it very clear, you foiled something and you didn't get it. You should have gotten a copy of that. So it wasn't an accidental omission on your part.
No,
or-
I
or
know, I
anything.
just, if it comes out of somebody else's mouth, not mine to
No,
rob.
you legitimately foiled something, and it did not get provided to you because it was not found at that point in time. But you'll have a copy of it tomorrow morning.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Anyone else privilege of the floor? All right. The next town board meeting will be Thursday, March 26th at 7 PM, and may be preceded by a workshop as early as 5:30 PM. I thank everybody for coming here tonight and tuning in. At this time, I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.